How's it going, everyone? Shifty here, and I'm back with another Destiny 2 video. Today, I am again continuing my PvP exotic review series. Right now, I'm right in the middle of reviewing the exotic auto rifles, and I've already covered all the exotic pulse rifles. If you're interested in the 4 pulse rifles or 3 auto rifles I've covered so far, I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description down below. I've covered the 600 RPM exotic auto rifles. Now I'm going to be deviating and covering all the non 600 RPM auto rifles. That means I have Sweet Business, Cerberus +1, and Tommy's Matchbook to cover. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the Sweet Business, an original exotic to Destiny 2 that has been in the game since launch. Before I get into my review of Sweet Business, if you end up enjoying this video or finding it useful, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm so close to 100 subs and I appreciate all of the support that you show me. Anyway, the Sweet Business has had a few iterations over various sandbox updates, and it's almost always been seen as kind of a meme gun, like people heading into 6s with a stacked team of Sweet Businesses, or the gun you bring out to just spam choke points. While those methods seem silly, in some cases the spamming technique can actually pay off. Much like the spinning up Suros, the Sweet Business begins at a slow rate of fire, and while continuously firing, it spins up and reaches a much higher rate of fire. Now let's take a look at the perks on Sweet Business to see what it has going for it. We've got polygonal rifling for a boost to stability. We've got armor piercing rounds for a slight range increase, as well as rounds that overpenetrate targets. We've got the first main perk called Business Time, and this gives you a boost to range and rate of fire upon sustained fire. Then we've got the composite stock, which gives a bit of an increase to stability and a bit of an increase to handling. Then the main exotic perk Payday gives it a larger magazine, increased accuracy when firing from the hip, and picking up ammo for this weapon immediately reloads it. Then the catalyst makes it so that when this weapon is fully spun up, the flinch from incoming damage is greatly reduced. Alright, so the initial rate of fire on the Sweet Business is 360 RPM, and after a short time it ramps up to a max rate of fire of 900 RPM. When it's fully spun up, you have a nice boost to range and almost no flinch if you've got the catalyst. And combine that with the 150 round magazine, you can see why it may benefit you to spam this weapon. Let's break down some of the numbers for this weapon and talk about the stats. The damage profile for the Sweet Business is 21 per crit and 15 to the body. When talking time to kill, I'm going to give it at the initial rate of fire and at the max rate of fire. That means the optimal time to kill at the initial rate of fire of 360 RPM is 1.2 seconds with 10 crits. And at the max rate of fire of 900 RPM, that goes down to 0.6 seconds, still with 10 crits. Then the all body shot time to kill at 360 RPM is 1.57 seconds, with 13 body shots, and at 900 RPM, that time to kill goes down to 0.8 seconds, again with 13 body shots. As you can see, when you're all spun up and spamming at opponents, the time to kill is always between 0.6 seconds and 0.8 seconds, provided you're hitting your shots. But, as you can see with the initial rate of fire, this gun isn't meant to react to surprise enemies, as you'll almost always lose those engagements. While there is potential, going into this review and checking the stats, I didn't have high hopes because it's got one of the lowest ranges of any of the exotic auto rifles at just 37. It does have the lowest handling and reload speed at just 10. And the only stats that exceed most other exotic auto rifles are the aim assist at 80, the recoil direction at 100, and the mag size at 150. But regardless, I had to give it a fair try. Let's move on to some things I like about this weapon. The spam potential is phenomenal, which means that this weapon can take enemies by surprise very quickly. If you're spamming a choke point or have it mostly spun up before an enemy pushes around the corner, then you'll likely take them down with ease. And if there's more than one enemy, chances are pretty good you'll take them out as well. Quite honestly, the multi-kill potential here is really great. Also, while firing, this gun is pretty stable. The flinch reduction of the catalyst seems to work really well, and while it doesn't have a great range stat, the amount of damage you are throwing at enemies can be overwhelming even outside of its optimal range. Now for some things I didn't like about Sweet Business. The muzzle flash while spraying this weapon obstructs the sight quite a bit, and while it makes sense for the weapon, it can be difficult to aim sometimes. Then this weapon is nearly useless when you just begin firing. Unless an opponent already is super weak or they have the worst aim known to humankind, you'll probably lose the engagement. The only way to combat this is to walk around tapping your fire button ready to start spinning up when you see an enemy on your radar. This weapon also isn't great for re-engaging quickly when it runs out of ammo, and unfortunately that's a trade-off for such a large magazine and multi-kill potential. Because when you're done spamming, you have to hide for several seconds just to reload your weapon. My overall thoughts on the Sweet Business are mixed. I think its reputation as a meme gun has some basis because it has a lot of meme potential, but I think it can actually be a viable choice. I know I was hitting top of the lobby some games with it, so it is possible. Keep in mind, it is a weapon that is meant to be spammed, so if you use it that way, you'll have some degree of success in casual playlists. If you're heading into PvP to try and push the boundaries of your skills, this weapon won't help you do that. It won't help make your aim more precise, it kind of promotes bad positioning, so it won't help with that, and it's not really going to help make you better with other weapons. In other words, it doesn't take a ton of skill to use this weapon, and therefore won't be helpful in sharpening any skills. But it is fun. Although I highly recommend that you do not take this into competitive playlists unless you're in a pre-made team trying to do it for laughs. Over the course of making this video, the sweet business got upgraded from 100% meme to 50% meme in my eyes, so give it a try if you want to give something else a go. Especially if you're looking for something that has a little bit of a different playstyle and you just want to have a little bit of fun. Just don't drag your team down by trying to use this in competitive. Anyway, in the next video for the series, I will be covering the Cerberus +1, which I'm sure will be an interesting video, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that one. I just want to thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.
You captured Zone B. Enemy has your